Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are getting way above the noise, straight into the stratosphere of Phuket's high-end hillside mansions.
Right.
And this isn't just a discussion about wealth. We're taking an exclusive look at the geography, the architecture, and really the philosophy that defines what you could call elevated tranquility.
That phrase, elevated tranquility, is the perfect lens for this deep dive. Our insights today, they come from a highly specialized corner of the market.
Okay.
It's the Phuket Property Market Insights blog, which is published by Ocean Worldwide
I know them. They've been around for a while, right?
since 2004.
Yeah.
So we're talking 2 decades of continuous on-the-ground intelligence in the luxury sector. Their director, Sandra O'Neill, has guided thousands of investors and families, so the perspective here is incredibly targeted.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Our mission here is to figure out what moves a property from just being expensive
Yeah.
to being genuinely desirable. We need to decode the core appeals.
Exactly. The locations, the design, and the promise of security that these curated communities deliver.
So what are the pillars we're looking at?
I say 3. First, the spectacular and often challenging geography that dictates those views. Second, the architectural ingenuity you need to build on it. And third, the unmatched exclusivity that keeps it all private and secure.
Let's start where the money talks loudest then. That stretch known globally as Millionaire's Mile. That's on Phuket's west coast. Why does that specific location command such a premium?
Well, it really lives up to its name because of the sheer drama of the landscape. It's where the land meets the sea most vertically.
Right.
These homes aren't just near the water. They are precisely engineered, built right into these steep hillsides, which guarantees these sweeping, unobstructed 180-degree Andaman Sea panoramas. The sunsets are iconic.
Building into a sheer hillside, that sounds like an engineering nightmare. Is the price tag driven more by the view itself, or is it the specialized foundation work, the insurance, everything needed to keep it from sliding into the sea?
That's a sharp question. It's both. But the engineering challenge is a massive cost driver. You are paying for highly specialized construction.
Like what, specifically?
We're talking deep piling, retaining walls, all designed to withstand tropical rain, humidity, even seismic considerations. You're buying a guarantee of stability.
Okay.
And then there's the ultimate perk, access. Despite being perched so high up, a lot of these properties on Millionaire's Mile come with their own private beach access,
Wow, okay.
or at least a dedicated pass to the sea. And that's the final layer of exclusivity, just elevates the whole experience.
That is the definition of ultra luxury right there. So, architecturally, what defines a mansion on Millionaire's Mile?
They tend to blend ultra-modern sensibilities, think seamless glass walls, with subtle, often traditional Thai design elements, maybe a curved roofline or the use of local timber accents.
So it's not just a glass box on a hill.
Exactly. And crucially, the villas are built on generous plot sizes. So even if you have neighbors, you maintain this feeling of absolute seclusion. We're talking amenities like private infinity pools that really do look like they're spilling into the ocean, dedicated spa areas, home cinemas. It's a whole private ecosystem.
Okay, so we've mapped the high-energy, exclusive luxury of the West Coast. Let's pivot slightly north to Kamala. It seems to appeal to a similar crowd, but maybe offers a smoother balance between that sanctuary feel and proximity to the action.
That's a key distinction. You've hit it right there. In Kamala, you can escape, but you can also be at a high-end restaurant or a busy beach club in 10 minutes. We see several prestige hillside retreats there.
Such as?
Take Ayara, for example. These are high-perched villas, famous for having some of the best unobstructed views you can find. It's where you get that tranquility without being geographically isolated.
And Samsara, nearby, is often mentioned in the sources as being a real pinnacle of privacy.
Yeah, Samsara is known for its really rigorous security protocols and architecture that's just so thoughtfully integrated into the terrain. The focus is on clean, modern lines, but the mandate is always to harmonize with the surroundings.
We actually got some fascinating, really detailed data on a specific development near Kamala Golden Hillside Villas. Can you use these to show us the investment thesis behind this kind of mid-size modern luxury?
Absolutely. Golden Hillside Villas gives us a really concrete sense of scale for a newer, more compact luxury development. It's planned for 33 units. Completion is set for late 2026. And the 2 main configurations, they really show what the market is demanding right now.
Let's get into the numbers.
Okay, so Villa Type A is a 3-bed, 4-bath setup. The built-up area is 150 square meters on a compact 130 square meter plot. The focus there is clearly on maximizing the internal, high-end, air-conditioned living space and, of course, the private pool, not a huge garden.
And type B.
Type B is bigger. 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and much more spacious 290 square meters of built-up area on a 200 square meter plot.
So the lesson there is clear. Even in a duplex setup, that private pool and the high-end finish are completely non-negotiable. And space efficiency is what drives the entry point to this part of the market.
Precisely. The price is driven by the amenities and the quality of the finish, not just, sprawling acreage.
All right, let's shift completely. We're going across the island to the northeast coast to Cape Yamu. We're moving away from those dramatic West Coast sunsets and looking at something, well, something very different.
We are. Cape Yamo offers a view of the serene, almost magical limestone karsts and islands of Phang Bay. The whole environment is calmer, more meditative.
And the design reflects that.
It has to. The design philosophy there really emphasizes minimalist elegance and blending with the landscape. You see a lot of natural materials, local stone, timber, and the villas are highly integrated with state-of-the-art tech, like smart home systems. It's a contemporary, low-profile kind of sanctuary. It definitely attracts buyers who prioritize quiet contemplation.
That geographical contrast is really important. Okay, so if the West Coast is the ultimate holiday retreat, let's talk about southern Phuket. Our sources suggest the vibe there shifts toward being a more long-term, expat-friendly kind of sanctuary.
That's spot on. The South, so near beaches like Nai Harn and Rawai, it's less about that transient resort life and much more about establishing a permanent, balanced home base. You see these highly refined, well-managed gated communities where long-term residents and families really prioritize stability.
So who's the ideal buyer for down south, and what communities exemplify this?
The ideal buyer is typically a family or maybe a retiree, a remote worker, who's looking for sustainable infrastructure. A great example is Bon Bua, a premier estate near Nai Harn Beach. It's praised for being exceptionally well-maintained, having robust security, and crucially being close to international schools and local shops.
So you get the luxury, but you also get the practicality.
You do. And then you have established communities near Kata, like Katnamanda.
Right.
It's set high in the hills above Kata and Kata Noi beaches, so you still get those beautiful sea vistas. And while it offers high privacy, it also integrates premium communal amenities, a clubhouse, a gym. That fosters a real community feel, which is vital for long-term expats who want to socialize.
So the thesis here is that in the South, you trade maybe a fraction of that raw wow factor for a more sustainable, secure, and integrated way of living.
Precisely. The focus is on enhanced security control access, 247 guards, CCTV, that's all standard.
Yeah.
It's about creating a thoughtful, permanent, and most importantly, secure home base that's supported by solid local infrastructure.
Let's shift our attention from where to how. The outline calls this the architectural philosophy and design DNA. We know they capture the environment, but how do they actually tackle the challenges of building luxury in a hypertropical climate?
The climate dictates everything. The emphasis is always on seamless indoor-outdoor living, but that requires some really technical solutions. The goal is to blur the lines between, say, the lounge and the terrace, using enormous sliding glass doors that can completely disappear.
But dealing with that tropical humidity and heat must be a massive challenge for materials and just for cooling.
It is. And that's why the material selection is so precise. We see extensive use of natural stone and polished concrete. They're excellent for heat management and resistant to humidity. When they use wood, it's high-quality teak or other tropical hardwoods, and it has to be treated extensively.
Right, to resist moisture and insects.
Exactly. The overall aesthetic is one of clean, high-quality finishes, top-of-the-line appliances, and a deep integration of smart home technology for efficient climate and security control.
And the famous infinity pool, is that just for show, just for the Instagram shot?
Far from it. I mean, yes, it looks amazing. They're strategically positioned to merge with the horizon, often to catch the sunset. But the infinity pool is also a climate strategy.
How?
Well, they function as reflective surfaces that enhance light and, through careful design, can provide evaporative cooling to the living areas right next to them.
That's clever. The source material highlighted a few communities defined purely by their architectural approach. Let's compare Botanica and Anshan.
Okay, Botanica Villas is fascinating because it basically imports a distinct Balinese-style architecture. This means deep, pitched roofs, high timber ceilings, open-air pavilions, a lot of lush, private courtyards to create this very serene, resort-like atmosphere. It's about retreating into a tropical cocoon.
And Asham.
Anshan Villas takes pretty much the opposite approach. It's a modern tropical aesthetic. So you're thinking clean lines, flat or low-slung roofs, vast open-plan living areas, and a more minimalist, design language. Their focus is on transparency and unobtrusive, integrated 24/7 security.
And what about Arowana Estates?
Arowana and developments like Arowana Creek or Grand, they often take a more boutique approach. They focus on fewer units and just meticulous attention to detail. This really appeals to buyers who are seeking a more intimate community feel.
This has been an incredibly insightful journey through the engineering and the aesthetics of Phuket luxury. The market is clearly segmented based on what a buyer prioritizes.
It is entirely segmented. Is it ultimate exclusivity, proximity to nightlife,
Uh-huh.
or long-term family practicality?
Right.
The overarching appeal, though, it rests on that trifecta we talked about. The unrivaled ocean vistas, the peaceful, elevated environments, and the secure, private haven these communities provide. You're not just buying a house. You are investing in a secure, elevated, and highly specialized lifestyle.
So for you, the listener, understanding this market means recognizing whether you need millionaire's miles, dramatic exclusivity, Kamala's balanced proximity, or the South's long-term infrastructure. Finding your sanctuary is really about selecting the right community fit.
And if you're ready to navigate the specialized terrain of this luxury market, remember that these actionable insights detailing where discerning homeowners and, where the smart money is moving, they come directly from Ocean Worldwide, who have been Kai experts in the Phuket market since 2004.
So if you are ready to explore this luxurious escape, or maybe connect with the experts who know the difference between just a good view and a truly unobstructed panorama, you can visit oceanwwp.com.
And finally, we've highlighted that the architecture in Phuket often borrows heavily from global luxury styles, modern minimalism, traditional Thai, even Balinese. This brings up an important question to think about. When you're seeking a private oasis, how does the extensive adoption of these diverse imported global luxury styles ultimately influence, or maybe even eclipse, the preservation and development of uniquely local Thai architectural traditions? Something to ponder as you look toward your next horizon.